Hello, and today we carry on talking about the circuits. As I mentioned in my other video, circuitry include channels of certain groups, and so we have a tribal circuits, we have individual circuits, and we have collective circuit, and they all are represented in the gates and channel that we have. And being a tribal person, individual person, or a collective person describes the way you share information, describes the way you operate within smaller groups or larger groups, and it can describe certain priorities, roles, values that you feel and that are embedded in you when you enter relationships. So um, if we, by an example, trying to put an individual and a tribal person together, um, we will very soon see that there is a conflict of understanding in this relationship, and it can be a work relationship. So the tribal person will be rather ready to do things for a team, to do things as a group, to support the group, can put the values of the group above his own, and respect the hierarchy of the group, and simply say that if group needs me to do something, that's okay, because the ideas and the goals and the values of the group are as important to me as my own. They are my own values, which would never be the true for an individual. An individual always feel as a standout, a rebellion, or somebody who thinks out of the box. It doesn't mean that we cannot cooperate. We definitely see these roles in our groups, and if everyone is respected for who they are, and if they play different roles that are assigned, and the differences are respected, then there can be an understanding why individual can mutate the tribe, bringing the ideas that were not acceptable or not understandable, but with the time tribe will accept them and will then embrace the progress that happens naturally. Individuals are the one who mutate and change the tribe. Coming back to tribal gates and channels, when we look at the circuitry, the tribal circuitry, you will see that there is a lot. The main topic is support. So we have the gates and channels where we really talk about tribal support, tribal deals, contracts, hierarchy, who is the major person, who is the one establishing the rules, what are the rules, um, money flow. As a part of the tribal circuitry, there is a money channel. And definitely, if you are, and you can have an individual circuits in your profile, and you can have tribal gates in your profile. You have to just to see what is what takes the major role, what takes the leading role. And even as a person, you can see a conflict, like you can see in yourself that in certain situations you definitely behave as an individual, which is you speak your mind without asking anybody's opinion or relating to what group thinks. You simply cannot hold yourself, and when asked, your individual side simply speaks out. And then at times when you're dealing with a tribe, you simply respect the contract, the deal, the agreement that has been established between you or the tribe. You can support the tribal values and the hierarchy. You can find all of this in you. For example, me, I am primarily an individual. I have integration, part of the integration system, which is even stronger than individual in how freaky I am, in how unfitting I am, in how I am here to be self-empowered, not to live through the support and not really support others in terms of like a tribal support, but support others in terms of my own example of how to be strong. But I have a tribal channel, the channel that allows me to establish contracts, to demand certain conditions when dealing with others. And when I am involving myself with others, I have to remember that, and it's interesting that when I started my experiment, the individual part of me was very clear, was very obvious to me, because this is naturally how I feel myself. But the tribal part only comes out mostly when I'm dealing with others. And only when I started having intense transactions and intense maybe co-working relationships, only when I started involving myself a daily in daily communication, and only then I saw how I have to follow this tribal hierarchy that I also represent, and how I can demand certain conditions, and how I can be very material and very down to the point about what did we agree on, how does it work for the whole group, and who is the boss here. And I will not be that standoffish, and I will not be that like, I don't care. No, I care. And I can feel this channel inside of me. So when I do not respect those values, when I don't support the contract, then I feel a backlash even within me and inside of me. Um, so tribal circuitry is about support, is about following the rules in the group. And whenever you deal with a tribe, it can be a family, it can be a work group, it can be a group of friends. Just see what mechanics work within them, what is the tendencies, what is the hierarchy, whose leadership is recognized, how they are doing their deals. Um, they can support each other on, even without monetary contracts. They can be just warm and care and support. How they eat together, eating together is very tribal topic. All kinds of care. We feel it through the channels and through the gates of the tribal support. I love being with the warm people who have a solar plexus, because solar plexus is the part of the tribal channel. I feel warm. I feel how they care for me. Um, I love when emotional people cook for me. Usually, it's a very nurturing moment for me. But whenever tribal people, for example, expect certain things from me as an individual, or they would like me to conform, or they expect me to follow their tribal rules, very much I will have to look, am I entering into certain agreements? Am I entering into certain contracts? Is it my tribe? By the way, this is very important for any tribal person who has this gates or channel, to find your tribe. You can be born in a family and you can say, you know what, this hierarchy, this contracts, the way this tribe is, doesn't suit me. So you will have to find your tribe, the one that works and operates to your comfort, the way it's natural for you. I hope that making the contrast here between the individuals and the tribal people, I made it clear, just also to make this a last example. If there is a relationship between two partners, and if there are two who carry a lot of individual channels and gates, it will be you and me, like me, and I'm doing something with you and I respect you. And if it's tribal people, most probably they'll keep saying we. It will be very normal for them to just have this word replacing I and me, and they will say our goals, our targets, not like his goals and my goals. I noticed this even before I entered human design, these differences in couples. But when you study and look at the mechanics, there is so much more clarity and so much more understanding. If you simply understand, it's much easier to accept. And acceptance is the key to living your design and being here with others.